So just a couple of days ago on Christmas Day, I actually visited an African friend of mine. He is an immigrant from Nigeria, and I was visiting him to give him some eggs from my chicken coop, which he was very, very appreciative of. And it was really, really interesting to listen to him talk. We talked for about an hour and a half, and it was just a lot of fun. It was very refreshing. There's something very refreshing about talking to someone from Africa. I can fully explain it, actually. There's just something so refreshing about it because, and the reason for this, and this is what I observe, the reason for this is because they come from a country, they come from a continent that is so, Africa's not a country, it's a continent. I know, but by country I meant Nigeria. But in general, people come from Africa, they go to the United States, they come from a continent that is so horrible. I mean, for lack of better words, Africa sucks. And if Africa doesn't suck, they wouldn't be going to Europe and to North America by the droves. Okay, that's just the reality. If Africa didn't suck, then you wouldn't be seeing all this immigration into the United States from Africa and also immigration into Europe from Africa. Africa sucks. People in Africa are literally moving to China because China is a hell of a lot better than Africa. People in Africa are moving to Russia. Okay, and Russia, right? Listen, Russia isn't so bad, right? But Russia is a lot poorer than the United States. Russia has also a lacking in its own infrastructure in comparison to the United States. The United States, of course, isn't perfect. There are entire areas of the United States where things definitely are in need of improvement, but the United States is still tremendously better than most of the world, really. And Africa is just it's not the best place to live. I knew a guy, and we're now veering off into a different subject, but who really cares, right? This is a flow of consciousness that's coming right from my mind. I knew a guy who went to Africa as a humanitarian. This guy was former military. He served in the army, fought in Iraq. He wanted to help people. Good guy, really good guy. Has a very good heart. And he said, I want to go to what was it? He wanted to go to I think it was Zimbabwe or one of those countries. He wanted to go to Africa, and he wanted to help people, and he even wanted to do something to protect villages against Islamic insurgents and all of this stuff. And he eventually went to Madagascar, and I remember talking to him while he was in Madagascar, and he told me, he says, "Man, dude, Madagascar, man, it sucks." He's like, Africa sucks, man. His wife was an immigrant. This guy's wife was an immigrant from Iraq. She left Iraq when ISIS was beheading people. When ISIS was beheading people and lighting people on fire and killing people and destroying villages, she left Iraq. And she told her husband when he was in Africa, she was in Africa with him. They were both in Madagascar. She told her husband, "Send me back to Iraq. Iraq is better than freaking Africa." Okay? Send me back to Iraq. This is when ISIS was butchering people. This girl was saying, "Send me back to there. Send me back to where ISIS was butchering people. Send me back there. It's better than freaking Africa." He told me, he says, "Dad," he says, "you do not know what poverty is until you've been to Africa." This is what this guy told me. You do not know what poverty is until you've been to Africa. And he told me, he said, "Ted, in Africa, when he went to Uganda and then he went to Madagascar." And he says, "Ted, Africa is not like when you go to Europe or the United States. You can walk around and there's a cafe and there's the Starbucks and there's the coffee and there's the caramel, macchiato and gelato, and you can sit down, have a delicious baked pastry and delicious chicken and hamburger and French fries and free refills. And it's not like when you go to Italy and there's a pizza place literally every block. There's like 10 pizza places, or there's like 50 pasta restaurants, and you can stuff your face in for like €5. It's not like when you go to Spain, you give the guy €5 or €4 really, and he gives you an entire platter of fresh fish caught from the sea. It's not like that. It's like when you go to Africa, there are no restaurants. Like there are restaurants, but it's nothing like what you're used to. He said when he went to Madagascar, there was a food place. It was like a food stand where they were giving people food for money. Right? It was a business. And he says, I went there. My wife was starving. He says, I went to this place in Madagascar, and they give you a potato. I was like, okay, fine. It's not French fries, but they give you a potato. They give you a potato and a piece of foil. Here you go. So he says, I picked up the 2 potatoes, one from me, one from my wife. He says, I'm walking back to the hotel. He says, as soon as I picked up the potatoes and turned around, within seconds, there is a horde of very poor children crowded around you begging for your potatoes. Just, they won't leave you alone. Imagine like going to McDonald's. Just imagine this for a second. Going to McDonald's and buying a Big Mac, right? Oh, I want that Big Mac. Oh, I want that quarter pounder. Oh, I want the French fries. And you turn around, and as soon as you turn around, there's a whole crowd of teenagers saying, please give me your food. I'm starving. Please. That's not a society. That is not a society. That is not a functional... It's not a functional society. It's not a functioning, cohesive, harmonious society. That's hell. That's not a society. That's dysfunction. That's dysfunction. That's Africa. And Nigeria is like this. So this guy came from Nigeria. He went to the United States, and he told me, when I met this guy years ago, he told me, he said, when I first met him, he said, yeah, I'm from Nigeria. Yeah, I'm from Nigeria. Yeah. I'm just here on visiting. I'm visiting America. Yeah. And I said, when are you going back to Nigeria? Oh, in a couple of weeks, I'm going back to Nigeria. Oh, okay. 2 weeks passes. He's still in America. Hey, I thought you were going back to Nigeria. This guy gets real close up to me and he says, I am not going back to Nigeria. Just like that. I am not going back to Nigeria. I said, yeah, I can't freaking blame you, man. And I can't blame the guy. So we actually helped this guy. For all of you guys who supported Rescue Christians years ago, and you guys still support our organization, you guys really, really helped us because we helped with your guys' money, with your guys' support. We actually helped this man. And he didn't call us. He wasn't like, hey, I need your help from the internet. No. I met this man in person. I met this guy. Practically bumped into him. I wasn't looking for an African immigrant to help. He just kind of bumped into each other. And I unintentionally met this person. And we helped him out. We got him a lawyer. We paid for the lawyer fees. Because with the help of that lawyer, we were able to get him a work visa so he wouldn't be here illegally. He wanted to do it the right way, so he got the work visa. We ended up helping him get a job. He got a job at a bakery. So he needed help getting a car, and because he was taking the bus, and the bus was pretty atrocious. He had to take basically 2-hour bus rides to get to work, right? 2 hours. He had to wake up really early, get on a bus, and then stop somewhere, catch another bus, get on that bus, go to work. And then doing the same thing going back home. So it was pretty horrendous. He was doing night shift, working at this bakery, working in a freezer, sub-0 degree temperatures. He would work, I think, from it was like 9 p.m. to 5 or 6 in the morning. He was doing 12-hour shifts. It was very hard work. So we're like, dude, you need a car. You can't be just going on the bus every day. It's pretty horrendous. So we got him a car, and he gave me a call actually a number of weeks ago, and he said, I want to pay you back. I want to pay back the money. I want to pay back the money for the car that you got me. And I'm like, man, this guy is noble. He's a noble person. We have helped people in the past who weren't appreciative. Like, we helped people in the past, and they basically told us to piss off after we've helped them. I've had my heart broken in this type of work numerous times, okay? But this guy is really, really noble. Like, he came to this country, he did it the legal way, he wanted the work visa, we got him a job, he helped him get a car, and he's like, I want to pay you back. I really want to pay you back. Where do I write the check to? And I'm like, dude, I called him on Christmas Day, and I said, dude, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. The fact that you remembered us after all of these months, the fact that you remembered us, because we helped him get a car, like, I think it was 6 months ago or so. I'm like, dude, the fact that you remembered us after all these months, man, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So we started talking on the phone, and he said, no, he says, I only buy organic eggs. I do not buy anything with cornstarch or corn syrup. I do not buy anything with chemicals. The chemicals will destroy your body. They destroy your body. They destroy your mind. They destroy your mind. It's so fascinating to listen to African people talk about food, because when they talk about food, they're so fixated on everything being natural and everything being nutritious. And I find that so cool. Because we in America, we're like, vanilla extract costs, $6 for a bottle. Oh, I'll just buy the chemical vanilla extract that's not even real vanilla extract because it's like 56 cents. It's like, well, yeah, it's cheaper, but it's a whole bunch of chemicals, and it's not even real vanilla extract. The bottle of maple syrup costs $7, $8. That's expensive. But the bottle of maple syrup that costs, $3, it's not real maple syrup. It's high fructose corn syrup. It's chemicals. It's poison. It's not good for you. And it's like, well, the real maple syrup is expensive. The real vanilla extract is expensive. So what? So what? You're not going to be dying on your deathbed saying, I regretted that time I paid $9 for a bottle of vanilla extract. Like, you're not going to regret it, okay? So he said, I only buy organic eggs. I do not buy any sort of eggs where the chicken was injected with hormones, because the chicken begins to grow. After 3 weeks, the chicken is already fully grown because of the chemicals that they put in their body, they put in the chicken's body. It's like, dude, you're absolutely right. And I told him, I'm just like, dude, I got chickens. I got 18 chickens. Do you know how many eggs I get every day from these damn birds? Do you know how many eggs I get from these birds? I get anywhere in between 12 to 15. Actually, no, 12 to around 17 or 18 eggs a day. I got dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of eggs. I'm like, dude, you want some eggs? I'll get you. Oh, really? You have chickens? Oh, yes, I really love to have the eggs, please. Yes, that would be so good. Yes, please, I want the eggs. Give me the eggs. I'm like, dude, I'll meet you up. So I met him on Christmas Day. I gave him like close to 60. I want to say close to 60. Could have been 60-something eggs. And we started talking, and he was like, I'm like, where are you working at right now? And he says, I'm working at the warehouse for Amazon. Oh, this is so great. It's such a great job. Dad did such a great job. And I'm like, dude, Amazon is a great job, because everyone in America is complaining about Amazon. Like, it's practical slavery in there. And this dude from Africa is like, this is so great, because back in Africa, in my village, we had absolute poverty. People were just simply living on whatever the vegetables they could grow. And they had whatever sort of eggs that the chickens produced. That is what we ate. And you have to worry about oil gangs pillaging your village. You have to worry about Boko Haram or Fulani herdsmen destroying your village, Muslims going into your church and shooting the entire church up. But here in America, it is so great. I'm working at Amazon right now. It's like, dude, the mentality is so different, because these people know what poverty is. They know what suffering is. They know how it is to live in a complete and utter hellhole. And now they're working in America, and they're working for Amazon. And it's so great. It's so refreshing. It makes you look at your life in a different perspective. It makes you realize that your life ain't so bad. Yeah, sure, working at Amazon is hard work, but this African immigrant loves it. He's like, Dad, Amazon is so great. I get to work 4 days a week. I make $15 an hour. It is so great. It's so great. Carrying boxes onto a truck. I do 10-hour shifts. They even allow me to have church Sunday off. It's like, it's so refreshing to hear someone talk from Africa, someone who's been through poverty. And because in America, we're like, what about workers' rights? This is modern day feudalism. People working at Amazon, it's modern day slavery over there. Well, yeah, it is in a way slavery. But it's a hell of a lot better than what people go through in Africa. It's a hell of a lot better than what a lot of people go through in China or India. Sure, there's always room for improvement, but this African dude thinks it's great. Makes you wonder. It makes you really realize that your life ain't so bad. Your life's actually pretty worthy of appreciation. So then he starts telling me about, spiritual matters, because the way that African people look at spirituality, Christian Africans, I'm not talking about voodoo nonsense. Christian Africans have such a refreshing perspective on spirituality. They're like, this guy tells me, he says, he goes, Theodore, the way that Americans live is like unheard of to me. It is unheard of. So this guy looks at me and he says, they spend hours every day watching Netflix. And then they listen to Freddie Mercury. They listen to Freddie Mercury. That music is demonic. It is demonic. Who could listen to that music? And when he's talking to me, I'm thinking, dude, this guy's telling me this stuff with a straight face. He's not even laughing. Listen, me coming from, immigrant background, like I'm not an immigrant. My parents came from different countries. My mom came from Mexico. My dad came from the Middle East. Like me listening to this guy, I can listen to him with a straight face and completely appreciate what he's saying and listen to him respectfully and understand. And I can understand him without laughing at him because I understand where he's coming from. Because when you do listen to Freddie Mercury, dang it, that music is pretty damn weird. That music sounds like something a serial killer would listen to. There's this one song from Freddie Mercury, and this was actually going through my head as I was listening to this African guy. There was this one song that I was listening to. I actually did listen to this song at one point in time, so that's not inaccurate. But there's this one song from Freddie Mercury that they play in the radio every single day, and it's something like, pressure, pressure, raining down on me. It sounds so weird. It sounds so what's the term? Like spoiled, rotten music. Okay, it sounds so. I want to use the word privilege, but there's a better word for it. Like just lavish and vague and cruel. There's just something very twisted about that music when you listen to it. It doesn't sound evil, but it does sound evil. After you listen or after you watch Silence of the Lambs, and it makes a lot more sense. It just sounds like something a serial killer would listen to. That music's freaking weird. But just listening to him talk, it was just so refreshing. And he's telling me about, this guy starts telling me about like his problems with how a lot of Americans are. And he goes, Theodore, when I am at work, I have these people, my coworkers, telling me, you should come with us to the strip club. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Why should I go to a strip club? Oh, you love it. Woman take off her clothes for you. You meaning to tell me you are going to pay this woman $600 for her to take off her clothes for you? And now you are wondering why you are broke. Now you are wondering why you are broke and you are running out of money, that you have difficulty having money. And then you want to blame all of your problems on the white man. The white man is the problem. The reason why I am poor, the reason why I am broke is because of the white man. It's because of the white man. No, the reason why you are broke is because you are an idiot. Paying your money to a woman to take off her clothes for you. What kind of a moron are you? And you're listening to this guy, I'm like, this dude makes freaking sense. He makes way too much sense. But to a lot of people, he would sound third world, backwards. He just sounds like one of these backwards cavemen. Doesn't understand the wonders of the strip club, the glories of the strip club. Listen, if the ancient Greeks were alive today, they would appoint the American strip club to be one of the wonders of the world. There is nothing more glorious than the strip joint. You are paying $600 to a woman to take off her clothes. You are an idiot. She does not even love you. She's not even thinking about you. She's thinking about your money. She's thinking about your money. So then he starts telling me some of his opinions about the American society and how American society is escalating itself into disorder and chaos. It was really interesting to listen to his perspective. He says to me, Theodore, I know this old lady back in church. She's an old elderly woman. Before the election in November, she could not even find a box of ammunition at Walmart. They kept selling out all of the bullets. After Biden got elected, now Walmart is full of ammunition. There is an abundance of bullets. Why is there so many bullets now than before the election? Because people are preparing for war. I have seen these sorts of things. I am from Africa. I tell you right now, they are preparing each other for killing each other. Then he says to me, If you think 2020 was bad, 2020 is going to be a paradise in comparison to what is going to come within this decade of the 20s. Let me tell you something. Why do you think Amazon gave me 2 days off? You think Amazon gave me 2 days off because they are honoring the holiday of Christmas? The reason why Amazon gave me 2 days off is because they are not selling anything right now. People are not buying anything. Between the months of March and May, Amazon made more money than it ever has in its entire existence. But now they are not selling as much. People are not buying anything. So now they do not need the workers for this holiday season. They said, go home, go home. What is happening? People are running out of money. The economy is going to crash. Chaos is going to come to America. Now, he may be right. I don't know. I'm not saying what he said was right. But my whole point is listening to someone from Africa is very refreshing. You know how people say, like, if you want to revitalize your faith, just talk to someone from Africa. Talk to someone from Africa. You know how people say, "Oh, I went to this mission and I went to this spiritual retreat and it just reinvigorated my faith so much. Oh, I did the holy steps in Spain. I went to the Church of Santander or whatever in Spain and it just revived my faith. And oh my God, it was so awesome. I went to the Vatican and I drank water out of the fountain in St. Peter's Square. It was like, you know how these people talk. It's so just talk to someone from Africa. You don't have to take a plane ride to Spain or Italy or Jerusalem or whatever. Just talk to someone from Africa. Everyone needs at least one African immigrant friend. Truly, those people are a light to the world, and they are very refreshing to listen to. You guys just heard some theology, or should I say you guys just heard some Afrology. God bless.